Oh, I put my bottle there. Okay. This is the third and final coat. It's not always exact, but usually it's about 3 coats onto most fabrics. You can tell by the way it dries, not to be gross, but the first layer or two you put on, it just leaves a slight sheen on the fabric, like a snail trail or a snot line. My toddler's actually got a really nasty cold just now, so yeah, snot trail. But what you want is you want a really kind of smooth, glossy, shiny looking area, kind of like it's getting up here, and that's when you know you've done enough layers. So it is a pain in the bum, and I do keep looking for a better fabric glue, but to be honest I've just bought some quite expensive fabric glues, which is about the 5th lot I've tried, and they were fairly useless. They dried very stiff and started sort of cracking as soon as you moved the fabric. So I've gone back to Graftobian. So I use Graftobian Pro Adhesive for leotards. Not all leotards are the same. My main client in Hong Kong, Simone, for these, there was one time that we used a different brand of leotard, and it was very kind of, it was like almost like the fabric was waterproof, and the glue was just running off it. It was an absolute nightmare. It took layer after layer after layer, and it was actually quite hard to get it to take to the glue in the first place, take to the fabric. So I think, what's that? It's an hour and a half I've been doing this, but this is my 3rd coat. So when I get right the way down the leg, we'll hopefully be finished. As you can see, because I've got kind of under layers on, and the glue tends to stick to the layers that are already glued, I can just kind of squeeze a bit and then squiggle it around a bit. Trying desperately to get this finished before my toddler comes home or the kitten wakes up. There we go, nice smooth layer. I did the first layer, I must admit, with an old brush, and the brush is now ruined and extremely sticky. It just doesn't seem that any of the removers I've tried actually properly remove Pro Adhesive or any of the other glues from bristle brushes, whether they're synthetic or natural. So I've gone back to the glue bottle for the top layers, because once I've managed to do the bottom layers properly nice and wide as I wanted these ones, it's a bit easier. You can just kind of like outline the design that you're doing, and then outline over the layer that's already on, and then kind of fill it in. So this is something that I'm doing mail order. Actually, this is for Hong Kong, and I'm not in Hong Kong at the moment. And there's going to be 2 of them for a fire and ice performance, fire and water performance, beg your pardon, of hoop acrobatics, which is where they dangle from large metal rings up in the sky and do all kinds of things like that with it. Right. I better switch off the camera for a bit, otherwise I will not be able to upload this because it'll be too big.